Hi, Ian.
Oh, hi. I'm not even on screen. Anyways, welcome back to top four of
The
our.
MONOTYPE. Yeah, the MONOTYPE tournament from Trainer Shed. Top four, we are having Carilynne versus Ken. And Carilynne is running Mono Fairy, Ken is running Mono Dark. They've made it
No,
quite
bug,
no
yeah.
grass, monograph.
Yeah.
Yes, mono grass, mono fairy. So both of them have expressed very happy thoughts to be facing each other and not the mono fire. So
Oh, absolutely. I think Ken in particular was very happy that he wouldn't have to face Avesta in top four. But if he
Yeah.
does win this and Avesta
Okay.
happens to win his top four, that's what we're going to have to see eventually.
Okay, so quick rundown of the teams. On Ken's side, we have Brambleghast, Among Us, Ogerpon, Fire, Whimsicott, Virizion, Rillaboom, and on Carolyn's side, we have Alola Ninetales, Fluttermane, Iron Valiant, Whimsicott, Primarina, and Tinkerton.
I think we can definitely expect the Alola Ninetales to have an appearance here.
Yeah,
Considering Blizzard Stem.
yeah,
Water Primarina is probably gonna have to take a backseat this round.
Okay, we do see Ken locking in his team. I think it's also interesting to note that we do have Whimsicott. Oh, but if you look at the Ninetales, its main attack is going to probably be Blizzard, which Brambleghast is probably going to completely avoid.
But Ken didn't bring, it's interesting to know Ken didn't bring Brambleghast this round.
Oh, I did not notice that. But yes,
He sent out the two ones he left behind were Brambleghast and Virizion.
okay, so let's see what they'll get into then. Yeah. What are your expectations of this match, Ian?
I recall Carilynne saying something about the matchup between her Whimsicott and Ken's Whimsicott because the two of them actually fought each other in Swiss. But I don't recall what she mentioned regarding like the two Whimsicotts. So it might just come down to whichever one is faster.
And because Ken's one is
Okay.
in Japanese, we
Yeah,
have no
that's
idea what.
interesting. The booster energy has boosted Flutter's special attack.
Okay, so yeah, I can see that I guess it comes down to whether the Whimsicotts are going to go for Tailwind here, because it's like I think they should. Having a speed advantage over your opponent is really good, but Fluttermane in this position currently, I'm not sure whether they can actually take out Ogerpon, and Ogerpon is going to be the primary source of offense for Ken on this turn.
Oh, absolutely. Even if you have the speed advantage of Fluttermane, like you manage to match Tailwinds, Fluttermane doesn't have a move that can knock out Ogerpon in one hit, whereas the same can't be said about Ogerpon. Ogerpon's IV Cudgel into Fluttermane, it's not sashed, and Carilynne might be in a bad position if that happens.
But also, if you think about it, right, there's nothing Carilynne can actually switch into for the Ogerpon. To take the Ogerpon's fire attack, even grass attack at this point. Yeah, there's nothing on her team that can easily switch in for the IV Cudgel. So Fluttermane seems like it has to stay in for this turn. What it's going to do is up to.
Okay, so we do see that Carolynne's Whimsicott is faster. Or maybe it's a speed tie.
Yeah, both Whimsicotts going for the Tailwind. We do see Carolynne's trigger first, but who knows whether that's a speed tie or not. Fluttermane goes
for the Shadow Ball, but as we discussed, this probably not going to pick up Ogerpon, but the IV Cudgel in return.
Yeah, but that's a good chunk of damage,
Special defense drop could be big if the Whimsicott has Moonblasts. Hard to say.
Yeah, we do see the Fluttermane goes down. So, I mean, it's kind of expected, but Carilynne takes an early loss round one. The thing is, how does she intend to turn this around? That's another thing. We do see the Iron
Valiant coming out.
Yeah, and the thing is, we don't actually see Iron Valiant a lot. I don't think we've ever seen it. Unlike the rest of the Paradox Mons. So
the main strength of Iron Valiant is that it can do virtually anything under the sun. It can do physical, it can do special. Give it a booster energy, you can even do some really funny stuff like Icy Wind.
But the question now is whether the Iron Valiant can go toe-to-toe with the Ogerpon.
Iron Valiant's speed sits at around 120-ish, so
it's probably
definitely going to outspeed the Ogerpon. The question is, what is Ken going to do about it? We see him.
I mean, there is a Whimsicott. As much as we're talking about the Ogerpon's offensive capabilities, let's not ignore the fact that Whimsicott probably can hit the Iron Valiant super effective. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's actually a
fairy fighting. Well, not for long. We do see it tearing into fire.
But will that be enough to at least like absorb the Ogerpon's damage? I mean, it is
probably, but we won't be seeing that this turn because Ogerpon's going for Spiky Shield. So
what does the Whimsicotts do? The Whimsicott on Carolyn's side going for the taunt, and what does Ken's do?
Oh, we do see the close combat coming out first. That's going to do just a little bit of chip damage to the Iron Valiant, since close combat is a contact move.
Yep. But what does the Whimsy call?
Magical Shine, Dazzling Gleam, yeah. But
Okay, I mean-
Valiant having Terror into Fire takes that really well.
It takes. I mean, that's a resistor attack. It's like-
Yeah.
It does. It does feel like it's taking quite a fair bit. I'm not sure how long Iron Valiant will stay on the field for. Let's-
For as long as it's on the field, he's going to want to try and pick up at least a knockout on Ogre.
Pawn, yeah.
And at -1, that's not exactly the most difficult thing in the world to accomplish, but Ken over here deciding to keep his Ogre Pawn in, trying to pick up maybe another knockout before it goes down.
I think Ken doesn't actually have to worry too much. If Whimsicott goes for the Boon Blast, I'm not sure whether that's actually going to pick up on the Ogre Pawn, depending on how the Whimsicott is trained.
That's true.
And depending on the and Iron Valiant, I think with how much damage we saw it take from the Dazzling Gleam, I think honestly that we do see the Ogre Pawn being locked into,
Spiky Shield.
so that's really well played by Carilynne.
Fire Punch coming out of Iron Valiant into the Amoonguss slot. That's not gonna be fun for the Amoonguss.
And we do see the Rocky Helmet chip, but hey, damage is damage, and the Ogre Pawn is currently being locked into Spiky Shield. It can't attack right now.
It does get the Spiky Shield next turn though, for what it's worth.
I mean, but that also makes it easy for Carilynne to just target down the Amoonguss. The fact that she has Stab, Fire Punch threatens the majority of Ken's team right now. And since Ken already has used the Terra to go on the Ogre Pawn, he can't Terra the Amoonguss to a safer Terra type.
Exactly.
So Ogre Pawn does switch out for Brambleghast? Is that? No,
Whimsicott.
Whimsicott. So for Whimsicott, and this is a very passive turn for Ken right now.
I doubt Ken has much of a choice in the matter considering current state of affairs. We do see Fire Punch going into the Protect from Amoonguss. While wait, huh?
No, I think
Something else.
that was an attack from the Whimsicott, and this
Okay,
was a
yeah.
close combat from Iron Valiant into Whimsicott, and that actually is significant. That's a 2-hit KO from Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant is actually doing quite a lot of damage, and I mean, the offense is definitely on Carilynne's side, and Ken is forced to play very defensive here. I'm not sure what options he has currently. Because regardless, if he tries to redirect, it's very easy for the Iron Valiant to just go for a Fire Punch. Sure, it'll take a bit of chip, but will that be enough for the Whimsicott to pick it up?
The important thing for Ken at this point is probably just to like re-establish speed control for whatever 2 Pokemon he has left in the back.
If that's the case, the Whimsicott has to be very careful because Carolyn's Whimsicott is still pretty healthy, all things considered.
It's faster, it's healthier, it's tailwindier.
Yeah. I mean, don't forget, Carilynne did already lose one of her Pokemon, and Ken still has all 4, I believe.
He does, yes.
So Tailwind does come out again on Carolyn's side.
They will be matching Tailwinds. So for now, Iron Valiant is still the fastest Pokemon
On the field.
on the field in the game.
Fire Punch coming out,
Fire Punch going out.
takes out the Amoonguss.
A little bit more Rocky Helmet chip. The Iron Valiant is at around 1/3 of its health right now, and with -1 in both defense and special defense, anything can knock it out at
Yeah.
this point.
I think the thing though is that we saw the Iron Valiant move before Ken's Whimsicott previously, but it probably doesn't matter. We do see the Rillaboom come out.
Right.
This gives him fake out pressure at least for the next turn.
You saw quite the reaction from Ken there. I wonder what's going on.
Does he?
Could it be that the Rillaboom
This one.
isn't carrying Grassy Glide?
That would be troublesome. But
Uh,
at the same time, Ken should have known by now because he's been playing.
he's been playing like he's played 6 games.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it worked.
Oh.
Okay, so that's our explanation.
So Ken might not have Grassy Glide.
Yeah, because I noticed a distinct lack of grass move on that Rillaboom.
Oh
The only
no.
one I saw was Woodhammer.
Oh no.
The Iron Valiant is switching though. I think afraid to take the Grassy
Grassy
Glide on the
Glide,
chin. Tinkaton, a really good switch in here.
Yes, Tinkaton can resist all the, and it's a really good choice from Carilynne because it resists both Whimsicott's fairy attacks as well as Rillaboom's grassy attacks.
Here's something it doesn't resist though. The Ogre.
The Ogre is coming out. But yeah, actually now they're still equal speed, but Tinkaton I think is actually underspeeds Ogre Pawn. So Ogre Pawn has a very free time here for a kill if it wants to. We do see Energy Ball going into Ogre Pawn.
Even with the grassy terrain.
The thing is now though, does the Whimsicott outspeed the Ogre Pawn? Because I think another Energy Ball will pick it up.
The Tinkaton is I don't think Fake Out's going to kill Ogerpon.
I think Ogerpon should spiky anyways.
It's Wood Hammer, U-turn, high horsepower, and Fake Out.
I mean, it does have fake out. So the fact that it has fake out still, makes things a bit difficult.
Correct.
Unless I kind of feel like maybe Carilynne should fake out the Rillaboom and then try for the energy bond to Ogerpon because I think it might pick it up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that is probably a good choice. And then that'll bring Ken down to his last two.
Yeah.
And he's lost Ogerpon, which is a huge chunk of his offensive pressure
Yeah.
over here.
Ogerpon is, I think, the majority of its offensive pressure, but there's just a lot for little Ogerpon to do. We do Spiky Shield. We also see Tinkerton
Going for the feint!
That's a
Okay.
very good play, but what fake out should have come out, right? No, it doesn't. It goes so the energy ball does pick up the Ogerpon and that goes
Wait, no. The Rillaboom wasn't on its Fake Out turn. Its Fake Out turn was the last turn.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is the Tinkerton's Fake Out turn, but it decides to go for feint instead. Really great
Really
play.
good read from Carilynne.
High horsepower misses the Tinkerton as well. Ouch.
That must smart for Ken.
Yeah.
So now he's left with Whimsicott and Rillaboom, and yes, the Rillaboom does have high horsepower, but it does not have. More importantly, it does not have Grassy Glide to take out all the fast Pokemon, and sure the Whimsicott is still in a very good health.
We do see the forfeit from Ken coming on in game 1. Yeah, it's gonna be like a gargantuan task for this Rillaboom to deal with both Tinkerton and the Iron Valiant in the back, considering the Iron Valiant is faster.
Yeah.
You have high horsepower, but ultimately that can really only do so much.
Alternatively, another option is that you go after the Whimsicott. Make sure, try to survive. I'm not sure how many Tailwind turns were left, but try to survive so that you actually get Tailwind. I'm not sure whether that would mean the Rillaboom will be able to match the Iron Valiant speed, if that's the case.
It's hard to say, but at this stage, I think rather than try and play the game that's very much against his odds, Ken would much rather conserve a bit of information going into game 2.
I mean, I feel like maybe he could have won. I mean, Tinkerton isn't. I mean, I think on the Tinkerton versus Rillaboom basis, I kind of feel like that if you have a high horsepower crit, there might be a still chance for you to get back in there.
Absolutely.
And then if your Whimsicott, did you see any attacking moves on Ken's Whimsicott?
Ken's Whimsicott, it has Magical Shine. Dazzling Gleam.
So I mean, that might be able to,
We see some big adjustments from. Okay, we see Ken waffling on a couple of big adjustments.
we'll see what he chooses in the end, I suppose.
We saw neither the Virizion nor the Bambrogas last game, but we might.
I mean, I think Ken definitely needs to get more offense on his side, because right now everything was kind of like forced onto Ogerpon. Ogerpon had to carry so much, and I don't know whether Among Us was really that useful.
I'm honestly a bit hard pressed to see how Virizion can turn the tide.
Okay,
you know?
so the thing with Virizion is that it does have access to spread moves, and the Whimsicott Virizion combo, we know what it does. It beats up the Virizion, gets a Virizion to +4. Rock Slide actually will do quite a lot of damage. And also to note, it looks like Carilynne's Mons, apart from the Tinkerton, are actually quite frail. So Rock Slide at +4 probably would pick him up.
Does Virizion get Rock Slide?
I think so. I think that's what Ken's running at least. I mean, I think I saw people saying that the Virizion had a spread move. So we'll see how it goes.
Terracotta, but for Monotype. Delicious.
I mean, yeah.
Right, as we're going into game 2, we see Carilynne leading up with Whimsicott and Iron Valiant. So rather than lead up Whimsy and Fluttermane, you're just probably going for the Terrify immediately. We do see the Whimsicott and Virizion, as you mentioned. And we do see plans being put into motion here.
But also important to note is that Iron Valiant normally would deal very well with Virizion, right? So it kind of makes it a bit of a difficult game here, because it's like, does he really want to commit Terra onto Virizion now? Or okay, we do see that there is no rock move on the Virizion, so
Yeah, but I'm just wondering what the second grass move on Virizion is. Kusawake. Do we know what that
Trailblaze,
is?
Trailblaze.
Oh, okay.
so Trailblaze
Trailblaze.
increases speed.
Yeah,
So-
at the cost of being less powerful than Leaf Blade.
But if you think about it, right, it's a very smart combo. You beat up, you Trailblaze, you still get the speed boost, you still get your attack boost.
Yeah, and then on subsequent turns you can just go crazy.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
We do see the Fire Terror coming out from Iron Valiant.
We do see the Fire Terra also coming out from the Virizion.
Okay, so both of them losing their weaknesses to psychic types attacks here. how that's going to play out, I guess we'll
Just
see.
have to wait and see.
And we also have to keep in mind that Carilynne does have the access on her Whimsicott to go for the Tailwind, right? So Tailwind does come out from Carolyn's side. That would mean the Iron Valiant will move first. Iron Valiant going for the close combat. Oh, that does
that's
so much.
A lot of damage, but you know, Verizon's still alive and kicking.
But
After
the Terra Fire, beat up is
Ah,
not going to be
no,
resisted.
this Whimsicott. I would be surprised if Whimsicott actually did significant
yeah.
damage. This is not Acrojet into Colossal we're talking about. This is Whimsicott non-stab low attack into
Viridian.
a Pokemon that can definitely take it. So we are seeing +4 Leaf Blade from Virizion going into Iron Valiant.
Is that going to KO?
It is going to KO. Iron Valiant's frailty really showing over here.
And it's actually a very interesting, because Carilynne used her Whimsicott to set up Tailwind instead of actually going on attack. Because I think if her Whimsicott attacked this turn, the Virizion would have gone down.
Yeah.
But now she has already used up one turn of Tailwind. If Ken decides to use Tailwind now, he will have Tailwind advantage. It'll last one turn longer than Carolyn's.
I don't think that's going to happen. Carilynne has the option now to encore Ken's Whimsicott into beat up. So
oh yes, you are right.
if I were Ken, I would want to switch out the Whimsicott and
We'll see
maybe try and protect my Virizion a little bit longer. But maybe that's just my passiveness talking. We'll see what the two of them go for.
I kind of wonder whether Ken has forgotten the encore on the Whimsicott is there.
Oh, maybe Carilynne forgets to press it as well.
Yeah, maybe Carilynne will forget press. I mean, people forgot to press Eruption, right? So.
Oh my god, yeah.
So, Whimsicott does go for the taunt.
That's a taunt.
So I mean, yeah, that's pretty good too. That's a way to shut down the Tailwind.
Okay, that is the Tailwind shutdown. Aurora Veil coming out from Carilynne.
I'm not sure whether that was the play, because a Blizzard here would be quite easy pick up. Aurora Veil, okay, it does mean that Ninetales survive.
Well, the snow, you can tell, the snow is putting in so much work for ice types in this gen.
Yeah, it is. I'm kind of curious though, because Viridion is not exactly the bulkiest mon, and at 53 HP, I wonder whether Blizzard will pick it up from Ninetales.
Still does resist, and to my knowledge, Viridion's special defense is upwards of like 120.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is Ninetales. It's not exactly a slacker in the special attack department either.
Very true.
Regardless, I think a double from both Ninetales and Whimsicott will be able to pick up the Virizion. And I don't think we have a detect on the Virizion.
Yeah, it's an assault. Oh yeah, it's an assault vested Virizion.
But even if it's assault vested, I'm not sure whether it can survive a Blizzard and a double up from a Whimsicott.
More importantly though, it's the fact that this Virizion no longer has a way to protect itself. Energy Ball going into the Virizion.
Oof,
Single
yeah.
target. Oh, okay.
And here we see Ninetales very happy to fight.
The Virizion lives.
Oh, that is a huge survive on Carolyn's part. On Ken's part. Leaf Blade does pick up the Ninetales, and
It doesn't matter.
and the thing is, right, Ninetales has a very good matchup into Monograss, obviously,
But yeah, against a fire type, not so much.
that's it. Fluttermane coming out. This one definitely has enough power to pick up both the Virizion.
Yeah, if he goes for Dazzling Gleam and the Virizion lives, then yeah.
I don't think the Virizion.
Especially not after that booster energy.
Yeah, but the thing is now, right, taunt onto the Amoonguss seems very clear, Dazzling Gleam, and then after that you're locking Ken into like his Amoonguss, and I think this is he still has all 4 Pokemon.
Yeah.
So he still has his options. Carilynne, despite how controlling Carilynne has been in terms of speed, she hasn't been able to actually pick out the Virizion. And I think she's down to her
Last two, yeah.
Yes.
Carilynne's the portrait in the top right over there blocked the Tailwind turn count, so I couldn't see how many turns of Tailwind they each have left. I'm pretty sure Carilynne only has 1 turn of Tailwind left.
And I think it's very smart of Ken to actually be kind of like sacrificing his mons, try to stall out Tailwind, try to stall out the snow. Or rather, the Aurora Veil, I guess, maybe. Shadow Ball does pick up the Virizion. Virizion finally goes down.
Taunt and then Shadow Ball.
It's a good plan, I suppose.
Yeah, but if the Amoonguss went for Spore, if the Amoonguss went for like Rage Powder beforehand, that could have turned out very differently.
Yeah.
I think Carilynne was worried about the Dazzling Gleam not being able to pick up the knockout after what we saw earlier.
Also, Dazzling Gleam would not help against this guy.
Yes. Wait, no, but it's not Spec. It's Boost Energy.
Oh, it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Ken doesn't have his Terra anymore. His boosted special attack, yes.
No, we saw it in the previous game that Shadow Ball didn't pick up on Ogerpon.
Yeah.
And then, but now it's like, this is Carolynne's last two, and the Ogerpon is fresh.
Ogerpon is fresh. Yeah.
And if it survives a double up from Fluttermane and Whimsicott, that's actually, I think this could very easily be Ken's game.
Still hard to say.
Yeah, because Among Us is very Ken recognizing Among Us isn't going to contribute much in this turn, sends in Whimsicott instead. So the question is now, what does Ogerpon do? Is it just going to protect? We do see the taunt.
And we saw an attack going into the Fluttermane slot.
We will see. Fluttermane
Shadow
goes for
Ball.
the Shadow Ball. Does it pick up? I think it
It
needs to
shouldn't
crit.
pick up.
But I
Yeah.
guess Carilynne right now is counting on the fact that she has
Stump.
Aurora Veil. And Aurora
Aurora
Veil,
Veil does come in clutch.
it does come in clutch, but
Okay.
Fluttermane is now Carolynne's main offense.
Oh, okay. I think I see what Ken is trying to bank on over here. The Fluttermane is on really low health.
Whimsicott carries.
The opponents does the opponent have Tailwind up?
Yes. I believe it has to.
They do? Okay. They do. And
I'm not sure because
Is it-
I can't read the Japanese text.
is there any merit in Ken attempting to match Tailwinds here?
No, I don't think so. Fluttermane is naturally faster.
Mm-hmm.
I think if anything, Ken has to somehow save his Ogerpon and then go on the attack with Whimsicott. Because the Fluttermane, I don't think Dazzling Gleam is going to pick up on the Whimsicott or the Among Us.
I have a feeling you're right.
Shadow
So
Ball though.
what we might see this turn is the Magical Shine.
Energy Ball,
Energy Ball, Among Us definitely going to take that well.
and yes, we do see the Dazzling Gleam. It should pick up. Oh, that is a crit
Oh, that's
on
a
the
crit on the
Whimsicott.
Whimsicott. That's tough.
But I think just Whimsicott versus these three grass types, Ken has managed to, circumvent the Iron Valiant that was giving him so much trouble with the use of his Virizion. We did see the beat up. He didn't bother trying to match the Tailwind. He just went on the offense, and that kind of helped him turn the game.
Yeah, we kill the Valiant turn 1. The Valiant is a really it hits hard, but it's also a really frail Pokemon. So if Ken manages to dispatch it, he's probably in a good position for the rest of the game.
And also, Ken was playing very well with his defensive switch. He had Whimsicott and Among Us. Among Us was there to sponge up the attacks that were going into Valiant. No one's gonna Fire Punch a Fire Valiant after not a Fire Valiant, Fire Virizion.
Yeah.
So it was really well done by him to recognize the synergy within his team, even though he was stuck with Mono Grass. But we'll see what Carilynne can do, because we have seen game 1 she brought in the Iron Valiant. It devastated Ken's team.
Absolutely.
Game 2, Ken brings out Virizion. It's like terrifying. I can do this too. And it's like-
Absolutely. So I wonder if in game 3 we can expect to see a completely different Terra coming from Carolynne's side. She that Terra in game 1 worked out for her. She tried the same thing in game 2, didn't work out. So in game 3 it's probably time to adjust a little bit.
Do we know what the Terra on the Alola Ninetales is? Because I have a feeling that Ninetales it could actually Ninetales was contributing a lot. It has up Aurora Veil, it had Blizzard. So
On a Pokemon like Ninetales though, I usually want a defensive Terra type.
yeah, so it's like, but the
Okay,
thing is,
but-
if it's offensive, it can probably handle more things. Okay, so it
Ghost
is the
Terra.
Terra Ghost. I
Yeah,
don't think
the
that's
defensive Terra.
I don't think it's going to help versus the Ogerpon. The thing is, right, she takes out the Virizion, Ogerpon sitting in the background. So it's like, I think Ken realized that he can't bring Rillaboom, so he brought Virizion and Ogerpon instead.
Any Primarina could do something here. I mean,
Okay. You see a monograss team.
you don't bring Primarina. Fair enough.
I'm not sure about Tinkerton. Tinkerton probably not the best choice for Carolynne's either. So I think the last 4 that she chose were the best she could do, but I'm not sure whether it comes down to a matter of how does she outplay Ken.
Wait, did Tinkerton come in game 2?
Game 1. It only came in game 1.
It came in game 1 and then Carilynne managed to take game 1. So
Yeah. What else? Tinkerton's Terra type?
the Tinkerton Cerata is
Water.
it's a defensive Terra
It's a
type.
Terra Water. It's not going to help against the monograss here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see whether Ken has figured out how to approach the Mono Fairy matchup.
We do see the Tinkerton coming back. Okay.
With Whimsicott, and we see Rillaboom and Half Flame Ogerpon coming out. So I guess both of them are like, okay, I have Fake Out. I'm going to use Fake Out to set myself in a better stage here.
Absolutely. And I like that, Ken has decided to bring in his Rillaboom despite knowing that it doesn't have one of its most important moves, Grassy Glide.
Yes. So
Don't count it out. Rillaboom is still a good Pokemon even without Grassy Glide, surely.
yeah. Okay. So I mean, we see the trainers lock in their moves. I wonder what, because it's like, if you compare offense, Ken is in a much more stable position right now. He has both defense and offensive options. We do see the fake out from Tinkaton coming into Rillaboom. Whimsicott does go for the Tailwind, but I have a feeling the half lane is just going to pick up an easy KO here. Either on Tinkaton or, yes.
Nakamoto.
Ivy Cudgel comes in, KOs the Tinkaton in one hit.
I wonder if the crit method.
No, I probably didn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
It probably didn't. It's super effective.
Big hit.
I mean, to be fair, you kind of expect crits from Ivy Cudgel. So Carilynne has set up Tailwind, but she has lost a Pokemon. And Ken is basically at full health on both of his Pokemon at this point.
A really interesting thing to note in the turn we just saw was that Rillaboom, was that the Whimsicott moved before the Rillaboom did. So that means the Rillaboom didn't go for Fake Out. Wonder what it went for.
That is true.
Yeah, I think, okay, Rillaboom this turn.
Maybe it
is
went for the
going
U-turn.
for-
Does it have U-turn?
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, if you're not fake outing, you U-turn.
You are
and then-
probably U-turning out of that position.
Yeah. Okay, we do see the Iron Valley hit the field, but we saw what the Iron Valley was capable of, and I don't think that Fire Punch is capable of taking out the Rillaboom.
There's no Virizion in here to like one-shot it though. So like Terra Fire, you go into a really good type, a type that's like really good defensively against Ogerpon, and you know that's still like a really good position for Carilynne to be in.
Yes, that's true. We do see the Whimsicott retreat from Carilynne's side of the field. What is she bringing in? She's bringing in the Primarina!
Oh, this is the call. This is the call.
We do see the Terra going on to, I believe that would be the Iron Valiant. Yes. So we do see the Terrify Iron Valiant.
I believe in this Primarina. I believe.
I'm not sure the Primarina is going to do. I'm not. Even if even if it takes Ivy Cudgel from the Ogre Pond, I'm not sure whether it will be like a 2-hit KO. We do see Fire Punch does not KO
Oh,
the
it burns
Rillaboom.
the Rillaboom!
Yeah, so that is a big burn.
That's halving. Oh,
Oh, that's a Lumberry.
no, it's a citrus berry. It's a citrus berry.
Okay,
Calm down.
okay, it's a citrus berry Rillaboom. So okay, so burn.
Yeah.
We
You
do
see
see the
Ivy Cudgel coming to Valiant, not very effective.
Okay, that's a 3-hit KO.
Yeah,
It's a 3-hit KO. High horsepower, really good cover, but the burn.
the burn.
That would have been a KO, but it's not because of the
Yeah.
burn. And Primarina has basically gotten in for free.
I really love the read from Ken this turn. Like doubling into the Valiant.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's going to Terrafire.
I mean, to be fair, what is Whimsicott going to do?
Yeah.
What is Whimsicott going to do against these two?
It can encore like something into.
Yeah, but what it's going to encore
No.
Ivy Cudgel.
That's true.
So,
The Ogerpon does have access to Grassy Glide though, and unlike its partner Rillaboom, Ogerpon herself is not burned. So
Yeah.
she can go for
and we do see the Terra coming out, has to be on the Ogre trying to get the +1 attack, and that would mean that the Grassy Glide. Yeah, that's the thing about Primarina. I still don't think that it was the best thing.
Yeah, maybe Primarina protects this turn, and there is a way to like wait until Grassy Glide is out of the field, and then you can tailwind the Primarina, and then you can one-shot the Ogerpon with a water move. But that is so many hoops to jump
We
through
did
for
not see
Primarina to
that,
be useful.
no.
It gets
One
one-shot
shot
by the
by
Grassy
the-
Glide. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
very difficult position for Primarina to be in. I had hope. I had a lot of hope for this Primarina.
Close combat does not take out the Ogre Pond, but it does bring it down to red health. Iron Valley is probably going to take a... Yes, High Horsepower should pick up the KO now, even
It's
with
a
burn.
double KO from Ken's side. So now I'm pretty sure Carilynne is left with 2 more Pokemon?
Yes.
No, wait. Tinkaton is gone.
Done. So
So-
Whimsicott. It's just Whimsicott.
Yeah,
So I
Carilynne's
think,
on the
I
last
think Ken didn't even have to switch his leads. He didn't even have to switch off his leads. He's in a very good position. I don't think Whimsicott can carry this
Yeah,
game.
the Iron Valiant would have been down a lot faster
Yeah.
were it not for the burn.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Ken like showing
yeah.
very good aptitude in dealing with the Terrify Iron Valiant. They came out for the 3rd time.
I think the problem with Carilynne's team is that it's very
Okay.
it doesn't have as much options, I feel, to deal with so much overwhelming offense. Like we don't see Intimidate, we don't see anything to like cost status.
It's also a bit difficult because
Yeah.
like the weird position of the team is that Primarina is the one thing that deals really well with
With-
Terrafire, Virizion, and Ogapon. But
But
at the same time,
it's a mono.
it's a monocross. We even see the Terrafire type, Ogapon,
Yeah.
grassy gliding straight into
To
the
the
Primarina.
I don't think that I don't know whether I don't know what, do you think there was any way for Carilynne to come out of this?
We did see that what happened in game 1 worked out for her really well, and in game 3 Ken didn't really bring. In game 3 Ken didn't bring Virizion, right? So
I think the moment, because Rillaboom was supposed to have the grassy glide, right? It had, what's it?
it was supposed to have grassy glide, yes, but he did win.
No,
it.
he never had grassy glide.
Oh, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, no, this is the exact same moveset. Then wait, what was Ken's freak out in
Yeah,
game
Ken,
1
why
for?
were you freaking
Ken,
out?
why did you?
Oh.
It worked out, what?
Oh.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, we thought you were.
We thought that
thought
you-
you were freaked out because
The
you didn't have
Rillaboom.
grassy glide on your Rillaboom.
It's gonna alter the grassy glide with my.
But you don't. Oh, you wanted grassy glide with your
With the
Ogapon.
Ogapon.
So I switch my whimsical out, then I
Yeah.
can come back later and tailwind and
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Suddenly everything makes so much more sense.
oh shit.
Suddenly everything makes so much more sense. But you know, despite the
Hiccups.
despite the setbacks, you know, sending in the wrong Pokemon, getting burned at an untimely moment, the Iron Valiant living for one more very crucial turn because of that.
Yeah.
Despite that, Ken managed to take it.
Yeah.
You know, props to both Ken and Carilynne for a very exciting set.
I think the problem was that Carilynne could not O-hit KO, threaten an O-hit KO, and all her mons were not able to actually get through the. Because the thing with grass types is they're quite stable. They're very stable Pokemon.
I feel like sending out Whimsicott and Fluttermane at the same time was still the play because Fluttermane, we do see that the Fluttermane is probably Carolyn's way of doing the most consistent damage to
Yeah, but
to Ken's
but at the same time, it doesn't threaten the O-hit KO that you need versus Pokemon. Like, unless the thing is, right? She went. I think maybe she went something like Fluttermane 9 tails.
hard because Ken also has Whimsicott.
Yeah, that's also
Ken
something.
Whimsicott, Tailwinds, Ogapon just
Yeah, so-
goes bonk.
I mean, yeah, but in the last few games, did the Whimsicott come out? I feel like the last game, the Whimsicott did not lead. It was Rillaboom and Ogapon. So I mean,
He wanted the kill from the get go. He wanted to fake out something,
yeah.
then
I think the thing is, right, Ken realized that as long as Carilynne had to have that Whimsicott, her damage output was going to be a bit reduced. So no matter what, his Ogapon, his Rillaboom, his Virizion will always survive, be able to pick up the KO in return.
a bit the no choice though. You have to bring the Whimsicott for your opponent's Whimsicott at any given time.
No, for Carilynne, she has to have the Whimsicott because Ken is always threatening that O-hit KO. Carilynne does not threaten the O-hit KO in return, so that was the issue.
Difficult. Ogapon is just very strong, as
Yeah.
we would expect from the main character of the Mask DLC.
Yeah. Even without Terrafire in the last game, it was overwhelming. Anyway, we will be coming back with the finals.
Well, Ken did win his game, so he will be advancing to the finals where he will be facing either Avesta or Inkiet. But Inkiet was playing normal.
Incat won.
Inkiet won. So Ken, very crucially, dodges the grass versus fire matchup. Instead, he will be playing grass versus, I am pretty
Normal.
sure, normal. Yes.
Normal trick room which cannot sell trick room because of
Huh? Oh yeah, you're right. The Among Us is there, like,
Yeah, yeah.
constantly
No,
threatening.
I fought Incat. He does not have a way to stop Among Us.
Alright. That's going to be a pretty interesting matchup to see.
I say that, but I let my opponent die versus it.
Ah. Yo.
Okay. So yeah, we'll be coming back soon with the last battle.
Do stay tuned to watch the conclusion to our Monotype tournament, and thank you for watching the Trainer Shed.